again, welcome back to my living room. Once again, a common theme running throughout most of my videos. I guess I don't know why I keep saying welcome to my living room, but there we go. So today we are going to be talking film and television again. But before we get to that, a quick hair update. As you can see, I have now finished my dyeing process. Now, it was supposed to be pink. It has got more of a peach tone to it, especially under these eyes. It does look quite orange. But that being said, I'm not unhappy with the colour, so it's all good. Was it a bit of a pain in the ass to do? Not really. But I do find that when I wash my hair, it's all matted together. I am also not using any particularly special colour shampoo, which I'm told we should do really. I'm just using my normal clay-based one. But anyway, you've seen the results. Enough of that. Let's move on to what we're actually here to talk about. So I'm going to start with some DVDs. Now, the trouble is at the moment, I've been watching a lot of terrestrial television. I know the shark. Bit of Diagnosis Murder in the morning. You can't beat Dick Van Dyke with your breakfast. It's on CBS Justice between 9 and 11. 2 episodes back to back. There we go. Don't tell me you don't get the good stuff here. I have quite a large to-watch pile down here, which I haven't really gotten round to. Why? God only knows why. But there we go. So these are some DVDs I have picked up. Most of which I have now watched. There's one I haven't actually still watched yet, despite having it for a while. But it's got good reviews, and obviously, if you have seen it to the cinema, and you may not have realised it's out, I don't know where you've been, but it is. But anyway, moving swiftly on. I talk really fast when I'm excited. That is something that we are learning. But there we go. So we'll start at the bottom. So 1917 is now officially out on DVD. Now, I saw this at the cinema. If you haven't seen it, it's a great war epic. It's very well done. It's a really good film. Not necessarily based on actual real events, although it is based on stories that did happen. So it does have, how can I put it? There are realistic tones to the film. It's not per se one actual story, but I think from what I can gather from what was said, it's sort of a culmination of a lot of different stories put into one film. But that's really good. Definitely worth a watch. Put that down there. Now, this I haven't actually watched. I heard this for a while now, which is The Joker. And I keep meaning to get around to watching it. And I still haven't. So, it is out. It's got good reviews, so it's probably worth a watch, but I can't tell you really much about it because I haven't seen it yet. I know that's a bit strange to say I'm going to recommend some stuff and I haven't even watched this one, but I just thought I would throw it in there anyway. I'll try and watch it for the next video and let you know what I think. Next one up, we've got this, which is Jojo Rabbit. Now, I saw this at the cinema. And when I heard that someone had done a comedy film, or not comedy film, is it a comedy film? I don't know, kind of a comedy film. I don't know. I don't know really what I'd describe it as. It's a weird film. But basically, it's about Hitler Youth. But it's really, really good. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. Definitely worth a purchase. It's a good film. It's very difficult to explain without sort of giving away the entire plot. Obviously, it's about Hitler Youth, because we've already said that. And it's basically about this young kid who is aspiring to be sort of a great German soldier, I guess. And is sort of, you see him at points talking to Hitler. Obviously, he's not really talking to Hitler, and it's got some jovial parts to it and everything else. It's got some quite sad bits in it as well, sort of towards the end, but then again it sort of swings round with because it ends with the liberation of the town that he's living in. But it's a really good film. Yeah, no, I was impressed by that because I wasn't sure what to make of it when I went to the cinema, but I was really impressed by that. So that is another one worth a watch. Now, this is available on now come on, get a grip, Disney Plus. Which I probably should have realised before I bought it, but I would have still bought it anyway because I have all the others, so kind of waffling. Yes, but anyway, here we go. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. just a really good Star Wars film. Really, that's, you know, it's a bit emotional because obviously it's Carrie Fisher's last appearance, so, you know, that's a bit sad, but it is a good film. And I think sort of at the end, with the end sequence, if you haven't seen it, I think clearly she probably should have been in those sequences, but obviously sadly passed away before those bits may have been filmed. But all in all, it's one of the better Star Wars films. You've got the original three, obviously, which are all good. Then you've got the sort of three, the prequels that were made, which were, let's face it, just all pretty shambolically awful. And then you've got the Disney three, which I think have really given the franchise back its shine and its polish. And this is sort of the final one, and it is definitely very, very good. So worth a watch. The last one is a gay sort of, I don't know how to describe it because I wasn't really sure what to make of the ending. I really need to watch it again. It wasn't a bad film. It's called Beach Rats. It's available on DVD. It's also on Netflix, so you don't have to buy this if you want to have a watch of it. And it basically follows one lad who is torn between his straight friends and his sexuality and struggling to come to terms with it. And he does some things that probably he shouldn't, you know, and I think, I don't know, it's difficult. You know, he's certainly struggling to find himself. And at the end of the film, I just get, it doesn't really give me the feeling that he has. So yeah, I wasn't really sure what to make about the ending, but it's an interesting film and it's certainly worth a watch, and that is available on Netflix. Have I watched anything recently on Disney Plus? On Disney Plus recently, I've sort of just been watching films that I'd watched a long time ago, things like Alley Cat Strikes and stuff like that I love, that I watched on Disney Channel a few years ago, and just sort of watching some old films. So there's lots of things on Disney Plus. I would suggest going and having a poke around because stuff that is on there is not always evident on there. What I would suggest is going down into the menu and then obviously selecting what you want, whether it's a series or films, and then just have a look at the full A to Z list, and that is going to be the best way to find something to watch on Disney Plus. So just a couple of things to mention on Netflix that I have watched. Now, I don't think I have mentioned any of these. I have checked my last video to make sure I didn't. Doesn't mean if they've been on here a while, I haven't mentioned them in the past ones. If I have, I apologise. But here are some honourable mentions. Mark Wahlberg action comedy thriller sort of thing called Spencer Confidential. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a really good film. His portrayal of the main character is very good. It's got some funny bits in it. It's just basically your good old standard action comedy. So let's face it, that's always worth a look if you've not seen it. Next one up on our list here is Kursk, The Last Mission. Now, this is based on a true story of a Russian submarine that basically had issues and ended up sinking to the bottom of the sea, and the Russians were insistent that they didn't need any help. And unfortunately, by the time they actually agreed to accept help, it was sadly too late. But it is a worthwhile watch. It's a good film. What else I watched the other week was Battleship. Now this got panned and didn't really do very well at the box office either, from what I can remember. Now, it's kind of a cheesy film, but the same way, it's one of those cheesy films that you can watch. So every so often, if it's on, I'll give it a whirl. And I found myself watching this the other day. Again, if you've not seen it, it was basically supposed to be based on the Hasbro board game Battleships, kind of. If that's a good place to start a movie, probably not. But it's not bad, it kind of works. It's aliens and strange machines, and obviously, you know, Americans overcoming odds that seem like they can't be overcome. But yeah, no, it's not a bad film, it's alright. This is another older film, The Happy Time Murders. This is hysterical. If you've not seen this, you should definitely watch it. It's got some proper crude humour in it, and it really is funny. It's basically just Melissa McCarthy and Well, Muppets, not the Muppets you would generally see normally on TV though. That's for sure. But it is good. It is good for a laugh. If you need a pick me up, that's one to watch. And finally, 13 Reasons Why. If you haven't watched any of this series yet, go and watch it. It is phenomenally good. The cast are excellent. The writing is excellent. Everything about it is, well, excellent. And the final season is just aired now on Netflix, so that is available to watch. Like I say, it's a brilliant show. It really is. I've not actually started watching the new season yet, but I'm certainly excited for it. So it's definitely one to go and have a look at. Highly recommend it. If you haven't seen any of it yet, obviously start at the beginning with season 1. There are 4 seasons in total. So that is it for our Netflix discussion and suggestions. So there is just one more thing. Buy some stuff, which in the end didn't come on the dates I wanted it to anyway, so that was kind of a waste of money, and I was just about to cancel it. And then I found something. So, if you remember a while ago, this film was released called Stormbreaker. Now this was based on the Anthony Horowitz sort of teenage fiction novels of the Alex Ryder series. Now the film did not do very well. Now I don't mind it, it's not a disastrous film, but it's not great. And the trouble that they did with it was the books are basically written sort of obviously the younger generation. But what they did with the film is they just made it too stupid, too whimsical. Alicia Silverstone's sort of fight scene was just ridiculous. Alan Blunt was played over the top. And the thing about the film is it's disappointing because it has some really, really good actors in it. And I think that's probably the biggest disappointment. But like the way the bad guys were portrayed was just so over the top and so, well, childlike. It just really killed the whole film and the whole concept. And basically, although there is a large number of these books, I have all of them. I can't remember how many it is now. It's something like 8, I think. But don't quote me on that. I should do my research before I film. I know, shut up. But they decided, obviously, they weren't going to make any more because the film just did not do well. And yeah, I mean, I can understand why it didn't do well. Like I say, if you take it as a pinch of salt and see it as definitely very much of a kids' film, I mean, it came with a PG rating. Well, yeah, it's promised so much, delivered very little of it, I think is the way to go with that one. Anyway, that is irrelevant. What I'm talking about is Amazon have done a TV series based on the books. Now, they don't... Stormbreaker is the first book in the series. Now, they've kind of ignored that one for now. Now, I don't know if that is because the movie rights in that for the first book are held by a different company, obviously from when they bought the film, and they've just not released the rights or for whatever reason. But they start on book 2, which is Point Blank. And they've done this series. Now I'm on episode... Well, I've just finished episode 5. Now, this is what the film should have been. Now this I think is rated... Yeah, 13 plus, so teenager. I mean, maybe you could drop it down to a 12, I guess. This is a lot darker than the film. That's not to say that it's like inherently like dark or anything like that, but it's absolutely brilliant. I don't know, what was he doing? I can't remember what I was doing. I forget. I don't know. I think I'd just gone on to Prime to see what was on there before I cancelled it or something. I don't know. I can't remember. It was only yesterday and I can't remember. But anyway, and I saw this. I saw Alex Ryder. I was like, hold on a minute. I know that name. I know what's going off here. And it turns out they've made a series. And it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. that's what it's well cast. The characters are likable. More importantly, they're believable in their roles, which is lovely, because that is what was completely missing with the film, despite having such a good cast, which is why it is so frustrating it was so bad. But this is brilliant. Honestly, go and watch this. This and 13 Reasons Why are my two top picks to go and watch, because 13 Reasons Why is brilliant, and this is equally as brilliant, albeit in a completely different way. So yeah, absolutely. Just I know it means you've got to have Amazon Prime, and I'm not a great fan of it. I think it should be a little bit cheaper. I don't know, maybe. But although apparently you can actually get a video only one now, which is I think about $5.99. In which case that is very well priced. Because I was corrected on that by somebody. So if that is true, then that's fine. Obviously, it depends on then if you want the delivery or not. You have to add the other, obviously, go for the full $7.99 version. But I'm waffling. Like I say, this well cast, brilliant. Lead actor is great. Hopefully they will continue to do all of the books. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to finishing this. I was up to about 1:30 this morning watching this because I only started watching it yesterday. Bearing in mind that today is, let me think now, the 8th of, what are we in? June, 8th of June. So obviously it won't be the 8th of June when this video goes up. Anyway, I have rambled on enough and I want a cup of tea. So I'm going to say thank you for watching, thank you for stopping by. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment or anything else that you may fancy. And I'll catch you next time. So thank you very much and goodbye.
Jet plane headed up to the sky, spread wings and the clouds getting